I have been doing a little more jazz playing these days, look out world, but it has been really fun getting back into practicing jazz. And back when I was going to music school, we had the wonderful Jamie Aebersold tapes and then CDs, and I would carry those around and I'd have my Discman and I'd practice along with them with the 10 tunes that were on them. And I kind of quit playing jazz for a couple decades, but now in my very amateur jazz musician groove I'm in right now, I'm discovering all these amazing tools. The world has really come a long way since those days. Although those Aebersold materials are still great and are out there, and you can visit their website and download them and check them out. As I got into my rediscovery of jazz, I picked up iReal Pro, which I had heard about, and oh my goodness, where have you been my entire life, iReal Pro? That has been such a super useful app. But recently, the folks from this new app, Quartet, reached out to me and gave me some download codes so I could check this out. This is not a sponsored video, but they did hook me up with the app. And it's not one app, it's actually 4 apps, which might seem weird. I think it's for marketing purposes, but it actually all integrates very well together. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at a gig I've got coming up in a couple weeks, and we're going to practice along with some of these tunes using iReal Pro and some of these tunes using Quartet, and just talk about why these play-along apps are so useful. All right, we're here in the Quartet app. Nice interface. You got home, you got search, and this search will search across all the Quartet apps. So it's really just like having one app with your experience. By the way, you download this on iOS. This is iOS only, and it works for the Mac laptops with the M chip. My crappy old Mac over there is still Intel, so I can only use this on iPad and iPhone, but that's great. Got it here on my iPad, and I went over to the iPhone and downloaded that as well. And let's search for Green Dolphin Street. That's my first tune on my gig. Very standard rep gig. Green Dolphin Street, there it is. And you'll see in the style of Green Dolphin Street, getting around copyright here. And you also won't get the melody in here for copyright reasons. If you want the melody, go obviously listen, and resources like the Aebersold books, they have the melody all written out for you too, and fake books as well. If you click the count in here, or you click on this little gear in the upper right, you get some options. And so I'm going to give myself 2 bars of count in. I'm going to use, let's start with the Quartet. So let's hear it with sax, piano, bass, drums, just to give you an idea of what we got here. That's some groovy playing. Let me just go out and check the who's on that again. Dave O'Higgins, Andy Panay. Yeah, Jeff, nice bass playing there. That's really groovy, and you can just hear the humanness to that. That's legit players playing that there. There's a really good review of this app on YouTube by Chase Sanborn. I hadn't discovered his stuff before, but it's really good stuff. I'm repeating a lot of his points here as I'm going through this, but highly recommend his channel. I'm going to be watching a lot more of his videos in the future. Let's try just a piano and drums. That's probably what a lot of people are going to want to do. I actually really like the experience of playing along with the sax for these tunes, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. So let's go and we'll do sax, piano, drums one more time from the top. It's a really lovely experience playing along with this. Definitely feels like real musicians, which is what you're doing. And just listening to the little bits and fills that they add is a really cool experience. Okay, let's go over to iReal Pro. So this one is like super duper fast. When I call it up in iReal Pro, I'm going to slow it down to be about the same as 170, yeah, I'll put that to 170. By the way, you can slow down and speed up in both of these apps. Because they're real musicians in Quartet, it gets a little funky when they get real slow or real fast. The audio is a little bit, it's totally usable, but you'll just kind of notice. Okay, so it's not Latin in this one. That's okay though. And then I'm so new to these apps that I sort of forget what you can and can't do, but you can turn down the bass here. So we'll just have piano and drums. I like how these chords come up, the chord symbols, you can turn that off too. And also have piano chords, and you have some other options in Quartet as well. So yeah, let's just listen to the backing tracks for a second. Here's iReal Pro. Cool, now just as an experiment, let's slow it way down. Usable, it sounds slowed down, but that's obviously completely fine. You can change the key in this, just like you can on iReal Pro. Let's bump it up to G. Let's speed it back up. You can reset the key too. Go faster. Just sitting there playing bass lines without any human or backing track to accompany you definitely feels a little bit solitary. Getting into jazz apps has been great for getting me into soloing. I've always been kind of terrified of soloing, and just going through and doing something simple like outlining thirds and sevenths or picking a note and just trying to move stepwise through the chord changes is great. Being able to slow down a tune, being able to try the same tune in different keys, and then with Quartet, being able to play with piano and drums, or piano, drum, saxophone, or if you want a bass line to support you for whatever reason, you can do that too. Super useful. It really makes practicing come alive, and it's a lot more fun, and it's been great for my improv. I did a little jazz playing this summer, and again, I hadn't done much jazz playing in a long time, and those hours I spent with iReal Pro, they really helped. I felt so much more comfortable and fluid and free in an improv setting, and I credit it to playing along with apps. All right, next up on my gig is Song for My Father. So, you know, I've been really enjoying using iReal Pro, but I mean, my goodness, the musical comparison, this is an artificial feeling. I prefer this to a metronome or no backing track, certainly. And again, as I'm getting into jazz in a very light way after so many years, it's just so much more obvious when I'm making a poor note choice, might I put it. And with this, I used to, back in college, I would take out tunes and I'd practice, and if I really got the Discman out and played along with the Ebersold CDs or tapes that I had, you know, that was an experience, or obviously playing with other musicians, but this is just so stinking useful. But my goodness, let's just listen to these two again, just think about it from a musical perspective. Drums. See, human intelligence behind these arrangements. Very, very nice. And just as an experiment, let's change the key on this. Let's try it. Let's do it in D minor. Nice. I do like that iReal Pro has different instruments. And by the way, I'm not knocking iReal Pro. I think this is actually a great app as well. And this is not, in my opinion, an either or. These are both very fair price points. All right, just to get some swing in here as a demo, this is not on my gig, but that's okay. Let's do Billy's Bounce. We'll switch it over to piano visualization. That piano visualization is a bit much. Let's try that again with just I think I prefer this right here. Yeah, this looks a little more calm to me. Love it. Let's try turning off the saxophone just to mix it up. Piano drums only, and I think I can pick up right where I left off. Yeah. So you're going to be hearing the same repetitions of what the backing tracks are doing, the instruments, because they're humans. That's okay. And you can always, there's so many songs that it's going to stay fresh. If you download, there are 4 volumes right now. That's 500 tunes among the 4 volumes, or just pick up 1 volume. I suggest volume 1 if you're starting it somewhere. And you can always mix up the key, mix up the tempo. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next one.